Hello, my name is Samandawaswa. In this video, I will be demonstrating my Excel skills using a real-life scenario that I designed. My scenario is based on a small phone accessories business that I run here in Masaka, where I sell items like earphones, chargers, power banks, and phone cases. I record daily sales, including product name, category, quantity, unit price, and total cost. The goal of this analysis is to help me identify top-selling products, understand cost trends, and support better restocking decisions. I request you to listen to me as I present to you this dataset, which I did before I recorded this video. My dataset has 7 columns. I have the column of date, the column of product, the column of category, the column of quantity, the column of unit price, the column of total cost, and the column of comment. These columns demonstrate my data. Now, in Excel, these areas become like the titles, and they are called field names. These ones moving down are the real data, and in database, we call them records. I formatted the table you see here. 1, I bolded my headings. My heading titles, including my title for my dataset, and also changed my font color to red. And I also assigned number appropriate formats for the prices. Unit price, I used the UGX symbol. I right-click and I come to format cells, and then I go to currency. As you can see the symbol here, UGX, and then you press OK. You do that to all the prices. In fact, it is very good to first highlight all the items within your table to do that. And then the other thing that I did was to change the formatting of my date, as you can see. This is the format of the date I decided to use. I also converted dataset into an Excel table, as you can see. This looks very nice and interesting. Now, I want to take you through the data validation as I was requested by in the assignment. I added data validation. As you can see in my second worksheet, I have arranged my worksheet depending on the assignment I was given. I added data validation in this product column, as you can see, to make sure that only valid items can be selected. Now, when I come and click Power Bank, for example, and I remove Power Bank and I put anything else, it is not a product, and I press enter, it is going to tell me, please enter the product name. Here, I must not enter any number, but only a name of the product. The other thing also is about the date. I also validated the date, and you can see under the date, if you want to enter anything, as long as it is not date, it will tell you, please enter the valid date. Now, the only way how you can validate your data is to come under data, you highlight, because validation works with all data, not only the smaller part of data. For example, if you want to validate product name, highlight all the product name and then come to data. There, we can be able to check validation. Under validation, data tools here, then you see under data validation. When you click data validation, you come and see under allow, because you are dealing with data, then you will customize. Then you put this data and enter in this column. Is supposed to be is text. So B3 is my first product name, and then there are also error messages that you can see when you come to error alert. And the error messages is that please enter product name. This one you enter manual like I did. The other thing that I want to talk about is removing duplicate. I used the remove duplicate feature to ensure that all the entries are very unique. You go to data and then come to remove duplicate. There is a feature here called remove duplicate. You click on it, you select all the product names, all the column you want to remove or duplicate, and then you press OK. It will tell you no duplicate values are found. The next is about formulas and functions. With formulas and functions, we are going to find the grand quantity, grand unit price, and grand cost sold. I used the sum function to do all this. For example, I am going to use the sum to total up all the grand quantities. All these quantities from D3 to D27. When I double click here, it will show D3, D27. So it means that I am summing up all my total quantities. When I press enter, it is going to give me the total quantities. I did the same on unit price. When I double click this, I have also added the unit prices, which starts from E3 to E27. And the function equals sum, bracket E3, E27. When you press enter, this will give you the exact grand total of unit price. When it comes also to UGX symbol, we inserted it when we were doing the text formatting. Then lastly, I also decided that it is important to do the total grand or grand total cost the same way I did the other two. I also did the same here, equals sum F3 to F27. Now, I did also with average function. I want to demonstrate here that to find the average function, the average quantity sold is what I based on. So this is the total quantity sold. We are going to use the total if we already have it now. So the average, we shall use the keyword average, equals average in bracket D3 to D27. And this is the range of values from D3 to D27. When you press enter, it is going to give you the average. Now, this average is in 2 decimal places. However, you can change and increase it or decrease it if you want. So how do you do this? Come to home and click increase. It will operate. I want also to talk about the max and mean. To find the highest and the lowest quantity sold, I will come to maximum quantity sold, double click. I used different keyword by the same range of values. The keyword to find for the maximum amount of goods sold is max, equals max in bracket D3, D27. The range is the same, applies to minimum quantity sold. So I will use the same keyword mean, but the range remains the same. I go to if function. Check those who purchased products for quantities above 5. So, and give them bonus. I want to check here. If I want to find out those who purchased quantities that are more than 5, I will double click this and show you this is the reason to why I add the comment section that whoever purchases product that are more than 5 quantities, they get a bonus. So these, all those who buy less than 5, they will have no bonuses. So I will say equals if in bracket D3, D27, because this is the first quantity I am using to base on to give a word of bonus or not, I will say equals if function D5 greater or equal to 5, you have received a bonus. Here, this is a parameter of true, and in case it is not true, I have also to provide the else if. In functions, especially with if, it is not true if provide the else. My else is no bonus. If I press enter, give all those, I will use autofill. So up to the end of my table. So those ones whose products are above 5, it will give you bonus, and whose products that will be below 5, it will give you no bonus. To count how many times power banks were sold, I used count if. With count if, I am going to count power banks equals count if B3 B27 power bank. I am looking for the power banks because I would like to know how many quantities of power banks were sold. When I press enter, I will get the total number of power banks. So for example, for the purpose of counting, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see there are 8 in number as it is indicated there. Then I can go to sum if function. So with this, we can say equals sum if in bracket B3 B27 power bank D3 D27, you close the bracket. So if you want to sum all power banks, you give a range. That is why it is giving you 53, as you can see it there in the table field. Then I want to find out the price of USB cable, and I am going to use VLOOKUP as we were told to use it. So as I was requested to do, VLOOKUP in bracket USB cable B2 F27 4 less. You give the column index number, which is 4, and then range. So here, now I am going to sort data from ascending order to descending order, or from the largest to the smallest. You highlight what I want my data to be sorted. Only this one. Then come to home. Then I sort and filter. If you want to sort in the ascending order, if you want to custom, because I selected the entire data and I want to sort my data according to the products, I come to custom, sort, and then I choose the product. I want to sort product only, and in alphabet. If you have sorted that way, the prices is not going to be in alphabet order, because unit prices in monetary terms, it will be from smallest to largest, and then I press OK. Now I am going to filter my data using filter button. I can actually filter the data to show only items in the production category, only charges all sales above a certain quantity. On my sales data, I want to show you this. You can actually filter out only those whose maybe those who have bonuses. You highlight the table come to home, sort, you highlight and come to home, you sort and filter. After you have filtered your titles, you are going to have the section of comment. When you click and only select, you have received bonus. It is only those that will be produced, and that is how filter works. I filtered those under the category of power and include the charger. I have also filtered those under the category of protection, and that is screen protector and phone case. We can go to conditional formatting. With the conditional formatting, we highlight patterns. Now I applied the conditional formatting. All these patterns are highlighted. For example, I highlighted all the total cost values above 100,000 in green. This helps me quickly identify my best performing cells. So you highlight, go to home, then conditional formatting, highlight cells and choose. Because I highlighted all the cost above 100,000, now you can see. You choose what you want to do. You want red, you want green. Now I want to have green with darker text. When you press OK, it will automatically come, it will apply when you have saved. Working with the charts. We can also work with charts. I have demonstrated how to work with a chart. Let me begin with a column chart. I created here a bar chart showing product name against quantity. This chart helps me see which chart has got high demand. So the second chart of mine is sales over time. This chart shows, displays the trend of the products that are sold over time. It also helps me to observe the trends across the month. So I have also created a pie chart. This pie chart helps me to observe which product, all products are highly purchased. This pie chart you can all see, it has items which they have bought highly, and here, according to it, it is power bank with 53. Pivot table. With pivot table, we are able to summarize all the cells. Click insert, you will see pivot table. This pivot table is normally appearing first in home menu. It helps me to show the total quantity sold and total cost of each product. So from this summary, I can easily identify the low performing item. You can see this is USB cable, which was on 1st January 2025, and then you can see the unit price, the total sum of grand total. This is better because it shows me most of the products and how or when they were purchased. In conclusion, therefore, this Excel analysis helps me to understand product performance, sales total, and the trends in my accessory business. So I demonstrated data operations, formulas. I have sorted my data. I have filtered basing on different categories. I have created charts, pie chart, bar graph, and also pivot chart. I have also showed you conditional formatting, which helps me to identify the different categories. For example, here with those above 100, they have been highlighted green. And lastly, I have also showed you my pivot table. I remain Semanda Waswa, a student of Uganda Matters University, doing Bachelor of Science in Information Technology.